air signs, meaning our Geminis, our Libras, and our Aquarius. Okay, salvation. 1 plus 7 is an 8. So, where are we getting our salvation from? Is it coming from the heart? Um, or does it come from what we make in terms of money? Okay? So, what is it that we see as our salvation? Right? Do we see it in, I'm starting to see that this might be about money. Because we even have an 8 as our first card. And 8's are all about karma and abundance and infinite subjects. Okay, so we got wisdom, and we also got another 8. So we at 88. Now, what I say? We either talking about, and we could be talking about both. Abundance, paid and con. This could be very well something like that. Because even the way she is smiling, it's like, you know your value. You know your worth. As long as you coming from the heart, those riches and those things that you may desire will come for you. But your greatest salvation, your greatest rich or wealth is in wisdom. It'll always be that way. It'll be in wisdom. And you see, she's full of, you see all these nice golden hairdresses on her, the earrings, the headdress up front. And then we see it elaborated even more with the wisdom. And there go those wings again. And I told y'all, these wings, these feathers, this is all about intuition. This is all about taking flight, connecting with spirit. So let's see, what is the next goddess? Let's see, Green Tara, she's looking at us. Metis is looking past us. She's looking towards the future. She's looking beyond. It reminds me of Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond. 88. Infinite number. Karmic number. Okay. And then we got Sophia, Divine Wisdom. And I have to show you guys at the bottom deck, because I looked. We have Yi, the sun god. Okay, and this is a 6. So this is all about love, family, and service. And a lot of our air signs, service could be what's on the menu for you. Okay? Now, we have salvation, we have wisdom, and we have divine wisdom with an 11. 4 plus 7 is 11. Break that down, that turns into a 2. So, there's a balance that has to be taking place here. Yes, salvation may seem to appear to be that thing that's of value as far as money, as far as riches, as far as wealth. But like Bob Marley said, one has to give what is your description of wealth? What is your description of abundance? Right? Because you could be abundantly wise. Okay? And then you could be abundantly wise in the realm of spirit, in the realm of the one most high, source, God of all life. You can be wealthy in the knowledge of science, wealthy in the knowledge of culture. So it's like, where where is that salvation actually coming from? You feel me? So let's go ahead and here in the temple again. Let's go ahead and pull some more cards from the OG deck. A Rider Waite, which always gives us that nitty gritty. What is the root? What are we talking about here? Because remember, these are goddess energies here. This is what they come in with. They come in with the salvation. They come in with the wisdom. And then they doubling it with divine wisdom. Not to mention the sun is sitting right over here. So there is not just a spark of life occurring here. There is the remembrance of life. There is the focus on life. There is this very powerful divine growth that's happening within our air signs. So let's see what Spirit has to say through the Rider-Waite deck about this salvation card. Green Tara. Green Tara. Okay. So this is beautiful. Salvation is yours, like divine feminine, divine masculine. Oh, they are ecstatic. Their energy is high. They feel imbalanced. They feel victorious. That is the salvation. Home is happy. Home is being healed. There's a coming together. It's like a marriage. And this marriage is not just within the people in the home. This is the spirit of the home. This is the connection with God. Yeah, and not only is this the connection with God, but this connection with God has sparked on like a swiftness of clarity. Like if there was any clouds, it gets cut now with this individual. And not only is the cloud cut, the cloud at one time was making these individuals confused, right? But now there's such a eagerness and such a protection over the the mind and the spirit of whoever resonates with this, that because you are so protected, toxicity, bullshit, it has no reign over here. It's not even allowed into the domain. It's too bright. It's too bright. And anything dark will be swiftly removed. Anything that looks like it wants to come in the way of Miss Sophia here, oh, it's being completely removed. And anytime something like that is happening, these women, they coming in to remind you. They're coming in to remind you, oh no, remember, you better pull on your guards. You better pull on your protection. And use your tongue. So this is also about using the word of your mouth. Because words are so freaking powerful. You can speak this divinity over yourself. You can speak this protection over yourself. It's just about having the mental clarity and the verbalization of it and the fierceness to verbalize it. Because one might say, oh, how do I do that? This is a natural ability. You just naturally know to speak word over yourself, to speak prayer over yourself, to speak protection over yourself. This looks like no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Somebody might want to go listen to that song or something. But yes, that's what this looks like. And that is the salvation. That is the happiness. Let's pull another card here. I'm hearing threes, please. Cool. So, here we go with this, the Seven of Cups again. Now, this was, I believe, with the fire signs. Different meaning, though, this time. Like I said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Any time this energy of the shadow, and it's looking like the shadow of the masculine. I'm getting masculine vibes here. Anytime the shadow of the masculine tries to get fearful, get confused, and it's not that he's doing it on purpose. He's not purposely like, fuck, confused shit. No. It's just he has to deal with life. He has to deal with the physicality of life. He has to deal with the material. You see? He has to deal with the material of life. And sometimes this material of life can bring in self-doubt, confusion, and most of all, anger. Soon as this kind of, let's call it cloudy, let's call it shadow-driven, the shadow-driven energy. Whenever this pops up, where instead of focusing on what you do have, focusing on the salvation that you do have and how positive and bright that shit really is, and you start focusing on, what you may not have. Maybe you don't have a relationship, right? Maybe your spirit has gained a fearfulness around itself, right? Maybe your manifestations aren't coming into fruition as quickly as you would prefer. Maybe you got a negative ass energy that keeps trying to eat at you. Maybe the things that you're being victorious over, you're not seeing them as victories. Maybe you're seeing them as just something that's not fully completed. It's something is missing. And you see that here with the reef. There's a piece missing in the reef. Maybe the riches that you really got your eye on, because it looks like he's focusing right here. He's focusing right here in between home and riches. And when those things don't come through, these individuals could get upset. And upset brings on confusion. Upset brings on delusion. Upset brings on a fucking, it's an illusion. It's a delusion. It's a confusion. But what does delusion and illusion mean? It means not real. Confusion means not real. Maybe more information needs to be received on your end. Maybe you need to study, and maybe you need to do it with the quickness. Maybe you need to be very passionate about cutting the clouds, about removing the confusion and removing fear. Look at this horse. A horse is supposed to be a free spirit, but instead the horse is being controlled. This all coincides. So if you an air sign and you resonate with this, and you all have already realized what those shadow aspects within yourself actually are, then you are already wise, right? Karma has made you wise. And karma paid in kind is coming through with this divine wisdom. We got that 4 plus 7, that's 11, that's new beginnings. That's intellect and also intuitive insight, divinity, divine teachers coming to bless you with some knowledge. So that's another thing, calling on the teachers, calling on the scribes and those that provide wisdom, those deities that provide wisdom, like Saint Sophia, you know, like Dehudi or Thoth, like Aset, like Het Heru. So speaking of Het Heru, we're going to go ahead and pull her cards. Even though this is called the Isis Tarot deck, I see it as Het Heru Aset, the goddess of many ways. So let's ask her what, I want to get like more information about this divine wisdom, because we just see here there's a positive situation. Sometimes there's a confusion that comes in. There's anger, and we cutting the shit out. That's it. In a nutshell, that's what that's saying. Let's find out what this divine wisdom is, because this positive energy, and we do have 1111 here. This positive energy, it combats this, right? This is working both for your shadow and for yourself. This is why it's hitting on wisdom and divine wisdom, right? If you know how to ride this character, if you know how to ride this horse and use this character to your best benefit, which he is a knight, so he's a warrior, then you can cut these clouds. You can cut this delusion. You can cut this illusion. You can cut this confusion and stay in balance with your divine masculine and your divine feminine. By doing that, that creates a new beginning. That creates new wisdom. That creates a divinity within. Let's go ahead and see what Mother Big Mama got to say. With this Isis deck or this Het Heru deck. What Big Mama have to say about this here, this divine wisdom. Pillar of light. I love this because when the pillar of light comes out, this is all talking about divine wisdom and balance and speaking over yourself. So the pillar of light says, the pillar of light burning bright, earth star below, soul star above, burn away all that is not light, transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis, descend your blessings and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. And that is exactly what this Sophia card is all about. It's divine wisdom. It's coming through with protection. Protecting you from those things that do not serve you. Protecting you from confusion. protecting you from even opportunities that may seem as if they are golden, but they're really um, here, or they're really sent to cause a confusion, to cause some type of toxic situation. You got to be able to recognize these things, right? And so that's where divine Sophia comes in with her divine wisdom to someone that is already wise. You've already have reached a salvation of wisdom through spirit, through the work that you do. But there's always more work to do, and there's always a new beginning. That's why she says she comes down and asks you, and she's telling you to say this: grace me now with peace and protection. Put this in your own words if you see fit. But this is something that I would definitely incorporate into a affirmation. Okay, I oftentimes, when I get this card on some personal reading type shit, I'll sleep with this card. I'll keep this card with me. So this is very important. Pillar of light. Speak over yourself. Okay? Speak over yourself, especially when things seem to be rough or rocky, confusing. Um, you know, and if there is a confusion, cleanse your head. Do a head wash, right? Taking herbs that bring on clarity. Sage and rosemary are excellent for this. Just drink it. Drink it for 3 days and watch some clarity pop up. Shit just start clicking. Dots just start connecting. Let's take another card out from our Isis deck. See what Big Mama has to say. Lady of the Stars. And this is what she looks like. Lady of the Stars, Sirius, is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. So there's no doubt about that, especially here we have the sun. I'm going to bring her out because now she's relating more. Why? Because both of these cards, they talk about service. Like I said, 6 is going to relate to our family, to what we love to do, and being of service. It's about community, right? So she asks you to pay attention now. There are going to be some things that are going to provide clarity on different situations that are occurring right now. And even if there is not a confusion here, there are things that are occurring that are definitely causing some type of anger. And all Spirit is saying is be easy on the anger. Because the anger, the more pissed off you get, the more you control your free spirit. And your free spirit is what eliminates this type of energy. It eliminates confusion and delusion and illusion. But if you're sitting on top of it, controlling its every move, and then you're controlling it with fierceness and anger and kind of like belligerent behavior, then you're gonna even confuse the happy home here. If that makes sense. So be of service to yourself. chill, relax, allow the messages to come through. Allow the wisdom to come through because it's coming. It's in fact it's here already. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and see what our indigenous folks have to say about all this divine wisdom and gifts that's being bestowed on our air signs. And like I said, we talking about our Libras, our Geminis, our Aquarius. And this can be, even if this is not your sun, moon, or rising, if you have a lot of air in your chart, then you may resonate with this reading. Right? And everything ain't for everybody. But those that are watching this, it is for you. And it's just like that. So let's see what our shaman ancestors have to say. Our medicine women. They have to say about the air signs reading for August 1st. Baby, work your motherfucking magic. Okay? Get it together. Eliminate this confusion and be the pillar of light that you need to be. Speak life over yourself, and any toxicity that comes up, any energy that does not serve you comes up, work your magic, get rid of it. Move on from it because you got bigger things to do. You got big things going on here with this sun. And the sun, she gonna bring nothing but illumination and light. Okay? This is about growth. This is about tapping in to the spiritual gifts and the interpersonal gifts, the gifts of service that you have within you, because there's community work that needs to be done. There's work that needs to be done. And that's the only card that they even want from here in this deck. So, that's all the cards for our air, and we will be back for the earth signs.